Vera. Hey, bringing you a notebook check here. Hopefully you find this helpful. Remember, as you watch this video, feel free to go ahead and pause it. Take a look at the pages that you're working on that you need so that you can have a top notebook for our notebook check this week. We're working on the light, waves, and the electromagnetic spectrum section. You should start with the notebook unit cover page here. And remember, if you decorate that, illustrate those concepts that we've learned in that unit, you can get 1 point of extra credit. So I've got my notebook check form here. Camilla, shout out. Nice job putting together that notebook. Thanks for loaning it to me so that I could film this today and this afternoon for everybody. So we're going to start with this unit cover page. The next entry that you should have should be the table of contents that has, at the very bare minimum, all of the entries that are listed here on the notebook check form. On the left-hand side, we put the titles of the entries, and on the right-hand side, we put the page numbers where those things are going to be found. And remember, on notebook check day, you need to come with this 100% ready to go, and this blue paper is going to get glued into the inside front cover of your notebook. Let's move into the content now of what we're going to include for our notebook check. The first entry you should have is the light and color due now, which you should have right after the color wheel exploration. The light and color due now looks like that. Do now use your text is the title of that entry. The next entry that you should have will be the light lab matching due now. So after our light station rotations, we went through and had you do some matching between content and the stations that you explored for that lab exploration. The next entry that you should have should be Bill Nye Light and Color. Remember to have all of the prior knowledge and post-knowledge lines filled out, plus all of the questions there. If you missed anything, you can find Bill Nye episodes on YouTube all the time. Go ahead and flip over the next page we should be the waves due now from 411 and 412. That's where we were looking at the difference between digital and analog waves and parts of a wave, so you can take a look at that. The next section you should be the digital and analog signals notes page. Remember, that's the one that we have folded in half. And that notes page is going to be very valuable for your quiz because I think we're going to be letting you use the notebook on the quiz on Friday. Heads up there on that one. So that's the digital and analog signals note page. The next page you should be the analog and digital due now. Now some of the periods are going to have one that looks a little bit different because we changed this halfway through, but you should have a due now that talks about the differences between digital and analog signals. The next entry you should be the block day due now from 418 and 419. That was where we did the electromagnetic spectrum and wave analysis. And then the final page you're going to want to have for the notebook check form will be the remembering the electromagnetic spectrum due now right here. You came up with a clever mnemonic device to help you remember all of the components of the electromagnetic spectrum. So that's a complete notebook check. This one's going to be getting an 11 out of 10 because remember they did that bonus page. Just as a reminder here, we've got the notebook check form glued into the inside front cover with all of those pages listed right there. And then partners, you're going to be checking to make sure those entries are present and complete on notebook check day on Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. #SatilliScience.